Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. Let me show you the homepage of a website of a new company in Windham, New Hampshire. It's called DSAT, and they train and prepare other companies for workplace violence. You can see the Pulse visual on the left, and then the other visuals to the right. And now let's go to workplace violence in the U.S. 23,000 incidents in 2015. Shootings account for 3/4. In New Hampshire, there were 3 private industry violence and injury cases in 2014. With me to talk about this is the CEO of this new company in New Hampshire. His name is Christopher Pezinas. CEO, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here. Before I ask you about how you train these companies, Chris, you've had a personal experience with the violence and that got you into this business.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. When I was younger, actually, I had an experience with, I had a gun pulled on me. And what was fortunate for me was it was inherently built in for me to actually take flight.
Yeah.
And from that point forward, I became very situationally aware.
And you lost a family member to violence as well.
Yes, there was a family member back, yeah.
Now, when a company calls you and asks you to come in and prepare them for workplace violence, what do you tell them right off the bat?
Well, I think the first thing, the most important thing is to mitigate risk. Companies, a lot of times, they don't know where to turn, or they might have a workplace violence program. Mm-hmm. This can be an adjunct program, but essentially you can fit this program within it, or you can make it a bolt-on, so to speak.
One of the things that you talk about most is the situational awareness. Any employee or executive in a company, situational awareness. Just describe what you mean.
Sure, that's being aware of your surroundings no matter where you are. So a good example is in one of the programs that we have, it teaches people to pay attention to where they are, what they're doing, what's going on around them. And it allows them those valuable seconds, should something go wrong, they can move on that, and then they have options from there. And
then also you talk about mindset. The mindset that a company employee should have in addition to situational awareness. Talk about mindset.
Right. I mean, there's several different types of mindset, but essentially it's vigilance, and then the mindset that you're going to survive. I mean, those are critical things that if there's a violent event, you have to have it in your head that you're going to do something to get through it, but also you have to understand the steps involved and then what the right things and the things that you shouldn't be doing as well.
So talk about what you teach them. I mean, just walk us quickly through what you teach them.
Sure. Well, I mean, the most critical thing, in my opinion, is situational awareness, because that buys minutes. Yeah. And minutes count when it comes to, well, a good example would be, for example, the Boston Marathon bombing.
Yep.
Okay, there was one instance where someone who was there actually saw Tsarnaev put down the package. Now, under normal circumstances, you would think, well, what's going on? So he walked towards that package, and when he walked towards that package, it exploded. Now, in thinking about it, if someone had put something down and walked away quickly, you should be thinking, I should move away quickly and notify the authorities.
Right.
So that's the differential in situational awareness. You're making yourself aware of those things.
Now, top management of a company really sets the tone here, and they've got to make sure there's a plan in place. What should that plan consist of? Well,
it should consist of a few things. Essentially, if there's already a workplace violence program in place, we can do this as an adjunct course, like I had said prior. And then additionally, there should be a management infrastructure course as well, which allows them to plan out, say, for example, mass communications. If it's a large factory, they might want to have a mass communication system. They might want to implement safe rooms. There's a lot of options available.
What's causing this increase in workplace violence, do you think, in this country?
Well, it's very difficult to say. Some of the things it looks like is possibly economic pressure, socioeconomic pressure. Other cases, I feel like most of these people, that are perpetrating these crimes, it's not a stability thing. They've lost their stability.
You have some credentials just at the end before we say goodbye with FEMA and with Homeland Security.
Yeah, I've trained through that, as well as I'm a NRA certified instructor. I've been trained in situational awareness as well.
Okay, just make your credentials known. Thank you, Christopher Pezinas, CEO of DSAT in Windham.
Thank you.
Nice to have you on the show.